Hi everyone, and welcome to the last Alfies body transformation journey of the year. It's going to be the same as every episode. I'm going to go through firstly my food habits this week and gym, which as you can probably imagine hasn't been the healthiest being Christmas week. After that I will go through the weigh-in of how I've managed to get on this week in terms of my weight, my body fat, and my muscle mass. And then lastly, we'll go through the mental health side, which there have been some struggles for me, so we will go through that in a lot more detail later in the episode. Once again, thank you so much for every single person that has subscribed to this channel, anybody that's commented, anyone that's liked or shared this, thank you so much. Helps it get to a wider audience. I've already had some good feedback on people that are finding some inspiration from this, and I'd really love to spread that to more people that can follow this journey and join me on it and really feel that there is that person that is also doing it that they can watch whenever they feel like they are faltering on that journey. So thank you so much, and hopefully next year is going to bring us some more subscribers. And I'm going to go through with you what my goals are for this year. They are mostly fitness goals, really, apart from one to do with the job, but I will go through that a bit later, and we will go through how I think this year is going to pan out. Okay, so first is gym and food. Food, as you can imagine, Christmas Day, there was a big roast with all the trimmings, the pigs in blankets, bacon in with the Brussels sprouts and all sorts. So a very high calorie meal, and there was little snacks, some chocolates, some twiglets and some other stuff. So my calorie intake for that day would have been very high. Other than that, the Saturday I had some drinks, I had some friends over. Next day we ended up ordering pizza. So I've had that as well. Other than that, my eating hasn't been too unhealthy, apart from them two instances really. I've kept it pretty much what I normally have, with sort of meat and veg or some meat and rice. I made a homemade chicken curry out of a cookbook that I got, and it's like a healthy cookbook, low calorie meals that are still tasty, so it'll keep me interested. It's a really good cookbook. What I'll do is I'll start taking some photos of the meals I'm making from it, and I'll start putting them on to the video as well. And obviously put in the comments if you would like to know what the cookbook is, and I'll be able to let you know that as well. So, gym. I've actually been going to the gym a lot. I couldn't go Christmas or Boxing Day because the gym's closed, and I probably only missed two other days. So, well, only 3 times. It's not as good as I thought. But still, over Christmas period, it's not too bad. And when I go to the gym now, I'm sort of pushing myself to a pretty far limit and really going quite intense, lifting a lot of weight. I am feeling a lot stronger and feel like my muscle definition is getting better. I'm hitting PBs on my lifting. So yeah, I'm feeling really positive about the gym workouts at the moment. I need to up my cardio a little bit. As I mentioned in the last episode, I'm going to be going on a 10-kilometer run for Race for Life in May. So I've got that to look forward to as well. But I need to start training for that, because at the moment I can only run about 2 kilometers at the most without being completely winded. So some work to do there. But other than that, going all right. I'm going to keep hitting the gym as hard as I can. I'm at work from next week, so that may change my schedule on that a little bit. But I'm going to try and make sure that regardless of what I'm doing, I am getting to the gym as much as possible. So, the weigh-in. Midweek, I was really worried because I had gained what looked like a fair amount of extra weight on top of what I'd added last week. I think I weighed myself on Boxing Day, which probably wasn't the smartest idea. So yeah, you can see here, overall for the week, I've actually lost 0.3 kilos. That puts me back as before last episode, which means I'm back on the right track. I can start working on that in the new year. There's a lot less temptation. There's a lot less meals to go to and things like that. So I can start really dropping off some pounds, I think. And As you can see as well though, my muscle mass is slowly increasing. Again, that will be from I'm doing quite heavy resistance training, trying to push my limits in terms of what I'm lifting and trying to actually gain some muscle. The more muscle you have, the more your basal metabolic rate is, which means that you're burning calories when you're doing absolutely nothing, the more muscle you have. So trying to gain a bit of muscle there to help my basal rate improve. As you can see as well, the body fat is slowly dropping off. Body fat is dropping off a lot slower than I'd like, but over the Christmas period, I kind of expected it, and I'm looking for a real push over the January period. The thing I have to remember is this is episode 7. I did lose 10 kilos, which was a very quick weight loss. So it's going to slow down a little bit, and I just have to keep the faith and keep pushing through with it. I'm still liking that my body is looking better, I believe. That pot belly is slowly going, and it doesn't really show in the pictures, but especially when I am working out, I can see a lot more muscle definition, and I can feel it under my fat. So I think over the next month or two that may start showing in these photos. So really excited about that. So mental health. What will I talk about this week? Well, I do know one of the things that has bothered me this week. I have had a large feeling of loneliness. I've got the house to myself, sort of festive period. It's kind of hard to be on your own. Christmas evening I came home and I was on my own on Boxing Day, and that was difficult. Difficult to the point I nearly turned to drink again, which I was doing a weekly shop in Tesco, and I kept walking past the alcohol section, which is fine. I didn't end up buying anything, I didn't end up drinking that day, so that's fine. It was literally just checking in with myself, asking myself why is it I want to drink, linking it back to the loneliness, and sort of telling myself that the drink isn't going to take that loneliness away. It's not going to fill the hole. Eating wasn't going to do it. It's it's something I need to work through on my own anyway. So came home, occupied myself, did some of my course. So got through it. But again, sort of that loneliness is something that sticks around with me. I know it sticks around with a lot of people, especially at the Christmas period. Christmas period is great for being around family and friends, but it is sort of more prominent whenever you do have them lonely moments. So one thing I will say is that if you have felt the same over that Christmas period, just remember it may be that you are putting too much importance on the time of year it is. As I haven't really felt that loneliness not at Christmas, so it was literally just because of that time of year. So another thing that I noticed was that with that weight gain, and especially with the midweek weigh-in, I started to feel very down, very disheartened, sort of that self-loathing cycle that I go through. Sort of looking down and thinking, well, I've already blown it, may as well stop, and I'm never going to be able to do it. That was kind of hard to get through, hard to tell myself that I had to get through. But I stuck to my guns. I just carried on doing what I was doing before, eating healthier, going to the gym, trying to work hard. And as you see by today, it's dropped off and back to where I was. So I'm really proud that I found the strength to push through. And just so you're all aware, like you all have that strength inside you. Everyone has that strength inside them to just push through. You're at a point where everything you do, every decision you make, that's for you to make. You decide your own destiny in that sense. You may let yourself make poor choices and let yourself succumb to those negative thoughts and tell yourself you can't do stuff, but that's not true. All you have to do is decide to keep trying. If you keep trying, you haven't failed. And if you do fail, just learn from it and pick yourself up. You only fail when you quit. So you do have that strength inside you. Just keep pushing through. Sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's easy because you're motivated, but you have the strength. And I believe in all of you. I believe in myself. I believe in everybody to be able to make that choice and choose the best path for their life. If you ever feel yourself unable to tell yourself that or see the light that you can have, then just message me. Just put a comment in there. Just anything that you can do to contact me, and I'm happy to go through it with you. Happy to talk to you, talk about the struggles that I have, which I have all the time, because my brain always tells me that I cannot do something, that I will not succeed at something, or a variety of things. So I know where you are coming from, I know how you feel, but you can get through it. Again, we're coming up to the time where it's going to be New Year's resolution time. I try not to do New Year's resolutions. I think that if you don't do them immediately, then you're not going to do them at New Year. That's only my choice. Some people need that sort of sense of direction. I know when I quit smoking, I had to choose a date that I would change and then change from that date. So it's the same sort of thing. So it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It's just different people work in different ways. I didn't want to wait till New Year's. I just wanted to make that change. That's how I felt it would work best. But again, there are things that I have chosen a date. If the date you're choosing is New Year's, then great. But just remember with your New Year's resolutions coming up that if one of them is to do as I've done, which is to go and get help, get therapy, and try to get better both mentally and physically, then don't forget you can talk to either myself and I will try and help you find the help that you need, or you can talk to Mind UK, which is an amazing organisation to do with mental health. They actually helped me find my therapy. The people on the phone were amazing as well. So understanding, so kind, actually really cared a lot. And yeah, they were just really great. I find that when I went to the GP, they were very dismissive and unhelpful. I didn't feel like I was serviced or taken seriously at all. And I know other people that have had the same problem, but that's not how it has to be. Mind UK are such an amazing organisation. I'd recommend them so highly to anyone. So yeah, if you can contact them, go ahead. If you don't feel quite ready to do that, please just contact me. I'd be more than happy to go through it with you. But just try and make sure that you're doing it for you. And if you really do want to get better, I suggest it so highly to anyone to just go and get that help. And you'll see the benefits, not instantly, but over time, that you'll feel that sort of sense of strength come. So yeah, if that is your resolution or any of your resolutions, anything that you want to do, I wish you all the best, and I am here to help with anything that I can to do with that. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I do want to go through what my goals are for this year. Well, not this year, 2020. My first one is to finish my diploma. As I mentioned in a previous episode, I'm now doing a life coaching and personal training diploma. It's quite early stages, but I'm really looking to push through this year and get that finished. I do have 18 months to do it, which would give me until May 2021, but I'm going to try and, get my head down, study hard, and really push through and try and do it within this year. Second goal is to change job. Now, this doesn't mean change career, although it is a possibility that I'm not going to single out. I don't want to limit myself by singling things out. I don't know what the year has in store for me, and I will make sure that I utilise any opportunities that I get as best as possible. But changing job, I don't feel mine challenges me as much as I'd like to be challenged. I don't feel it fulfills me, at all, which is big for me. For me, it's not so much about the financial gain of a job. I've had a job not even too long ago where I was paid very highly, but was still so unfulfilled that I was just miserable. So I'd really like to do something that challenges me and actually gives me that sense of fulfillment that I've been looking for, which I've never really looked for. I've always gone for the financial gain. So that's what I'm hoping to do this year in terms of job. Third goal is to pay off my credit card. As many of you probably also have credit card bills, I keep telling myself that I'm going to pay it off, and then, you know, more things come up and then you end up putting some more on it, and then there's less money to save and stuff like that. So this year I'm going to make sure that I pay off my credit card and start actually putting some money to one side. At the moment I don't have a great deal of security with that. I've just got debts, which is not where I want to be. So I'm going to work hard to make sure that I pay off that card. The fourth one is to do with my weight. I would like to be under 80 kilos by the end of the year. That is my goal weight. That's where I want to be. If I was slightly more than that, but I had below 12% body fat, then I would still be happy. But I want to feel stronger. I want to feel like I can feel comfortable in my body, which I don't always feel too comfortable with my body at the moment. So that's the goal weight. I've been that weight before. I was really happy with how I looked then. So that's what I'm going to aim for this year. The fifth one's a really easy one. I can't do a pull-up. I can't do even one pull-up. I just don't have the strength for it. I don't know if it's because I'm too heavy at the moment or just a mixture of the two. But by the end of the year, or hopefully in the next month or two, I hope to be able to do an unassisted, controlled pull-up. The next one is to run the 10K, as I mentioned, Race for Life. I'm doing a 10K run in May. What I will do is, once I set up a Just Giving page, I will put it probably in the next episode at the bottom of the page for people to be able to donate if they choose to. And lastly, by the end of the year, I'd like to have 100 subscribers to the channel. I would like for this channel to get bigger. I'd like for more people to be able to find some sort of motivation or strength in it. As long as there's one or two people, I'll keep doing this. It takes a fair amount of time for my editing, even though my editing is shocking. My photos are very low quality and I hope to improve that over time as well. But that will come with experience, I'm sure. But yeah, I'd like to spread it further, but as long as there's a couple of people that are finding some sort of solace in it, then I'll keep doing it. I'll keep, putting these out there and being there for those that find something from it. So the thing with all of these is it's very easy to set a goal and that's it. When you meet it, you've met it, and that's fine, move on to something else. But what I want to do is make sure that these stay as I call it a dynamic goal, where, if I finish a diploma, maybe I will set a new goal of adding specialist subjects onto it. Or if I, pay off the credit card, I'll make a new goal to make sure that I put X amount of savings away. Be under 80 kilos, I'll set it to different body fat and muscle mass maybe. Assisted pull-up, once I can do 2, maybe I'll aim for 5 and then 10. But I just want to make sure that I'm keeping these goals active and making sure that I keep pushing for more to keep improving. These, although I want to do them by this year, I want to keep having goals. I want to keep pushing for more and achieving things that even 2 or 3 years ago I wouldn't have been able to do. I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. I didn't have that ability to believe in myself to be able to do it. So, yeah, that's the goal. But that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for everyone that has watched up to this point, my subscribers, anybody that's commented and liked. Thank you so much. And I hope you all have a really great new year. And I will see you in the new year.